Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to do something kind of fun. We're going to make some pumpkin bread. I've got a recipe that I made years ago. It wasn't quite right, so I thought I would play with it a little bit today and get it adjusted and try out my new Lodge cast iron loaf pan. We'll see how that goes. Alright, so to start with, we're going to use some all-purpose flour. I like to use the scales. It's a lot more precise than using the scoop and scrape method. We'll start with a pound of flour. There's 1 pound. 1 pound is about 3 cups approximately. Then up next we have 2 cups of sugar. Pour that in. Okay, so we'll get all of our dry ingredients in first. We'll start with baking soda. Baking soda. We need 2 teaspoons. These are magnetic things. I got these from my sister-in-law. They were freaking great. Thanks, Aaron. And then baking powder, we need half. Never tap on the glass, I learned it breaks it. Okay. And then we need to get our pumpkin spice in. Pumpkin spice makes everything nice, they say. I like a lot of it. Let's try this. This was part of my recipe that I wasn't sure about. I normally don't use the pre-made mix, but I'm doing this recipe to share with friends and family, and I doubt they want to buy 4 or 5 spices to make my mix. So, we'll go with that. Let's get all the dry stuff mixed together. Makes it a lot easier when it comes time to mix it up if you've already got it kind of scattered out. Okay, up next we're going to do the vanilla. Let's do half a teaspoon. I like good vanilla. You want to put it in early so that the alcohol has time to evaporate, in my opinion. If you rush it too much, sometimes you'll get kind of a weird alcohol flavor. But anyway, I like to mix it in first. It gives it time to come out of there. So up next we will do the pumpkin and the oil. Almost forgot we always add just a little pinch of salt. Probably a little much. Alright, so we'll add the oil. I've tried making this with less oil and using butter as a substitute or other things, and it just doesn't come out as good. Kind of mix it in just a little bit, and then we will weigh up the pumpkin next. I had to get this. They didn't have any at the store. They had an ant outbreak or something the other day, so this was all that was on the shelf. So we'll see how this comes out. Alright, so let's do the pumpkin. I can already tell you it's not going to be as good as it normally is. This pumpkin looks crappy already. So in 1 can's about 15 ounces. I'm looking for 16. I will make another loaf. None of it will go to waste. This is supposed to be 15 ounce. Not 15, it's 12. Alright, so I'll get the rest of that out here in a second. Let's get up to, we're looking for 16. Okay. So there we go. Okay, and when we put our pumpkin in, we'll go ahead and add our egg at that time. You can add it any time after the dry goods are in, but I like to kind of do it all at once. But the one thing you do need to do is beat these a little bit before you put them in. Otherwise the yolk can separate and catch things. You get different lumps. It's always best to beat them a little bit before you put them in. Okay. I'll give them a little bit more and then we'll put them in. Okay, put our eggs in. This is 2 eggs, just regular large eggs. And yes, they're cage-free Nellies. They're good eggs. Oh, good as you can get anyway. So mix these together. It is a shortbread, so don't over mix it. Oops, almost made a mess. You want it to be thoroughly mixed, but not overly mixed. It'll start getting tough and chewy after a certain point. I usually use my mixer, but the mixer bowl's broke, so I'll be doing this by hand. Now notice I'm using this leading edge, see how it's clean? I follow the bowl, and as I go around it, scrapes it up and lifts it all the way from the bottom. Makes it mix a little bit better. You'll see there's still lumps in there. Keep mixing this some. And once we get this mixed, we want to make sure we have about 10 to 15 minutes before we put it in the oven. And that'll give time for the leavening mixtures, compounds to start working, the baking soda and baking powder. The acids from the pumpkin will start acting on it. That's a little bit lumpy still, but not bad. See, that's pretty good. Alright, so now I get my pans ready, and we will fill these. What I'll be using today is my Lodge cast iron pans. I'll be using 2 of these. They're one of them is seasoned real nice, the other one is pretty new. I've only had a chance to just briefly use it. So I use Joy of Cooking. Yes, I'm using this on cast iron. It works great. Cleanup is easy. So let me get everything cleaned up and we'll let this get this going. Alright, so they're sprayed and ready. We're just going to try to divide this evenly. Really close up in the camera. Can you see my pumpkin pie mix? Pumpkin bread mix, whatever it is. Okay, let me finish getting these even, and we'll put them in the oven. So anyway, we'll do 350. I'm not sure of how long. New recipe, obviously, so probably around an hour, and we'll take a look at it and see how it's doing. Okay, so I got it out of the oven, and 350 on these cast iron pans is too hot, so I reduced it to nice. Wow, that really come out of there. I reduced it, damn, to 315 and finished it out. It was done in about 55 minutes. So next time I'll do them at 325. And damn, whew. I'll do them at 325 all the way through, and it should resolve that. Every pan's different. My thin metal pans do fine at 350, but these apparently need a little cooler. So anyway, they're done. They're set. Outside's a little toasty, but they should be good. We'll see how they come out here in just a minute. All right, it's cooled off now. I'm going to slice it open and see how it tastes. It is overdone on the outside. Like I said, my these cast iron pans here, these need to be about 325 for doing bread, whereas my thin Wilton pans, they do great at 350. Make a little bit bigger piece. So what I'll do is put these in a Ziploc bag now that they're almost fully cooled, and that will sweat them a little bit, and that'll soften this outer crust so it's not quite so crunchy. Yeah, fully done. It smells really rich. Let's take a bite and see. That's good. Yeah. Other than the being a little crunchy on the outside, it's good. The organic pumpkin's a little weak, as I suspected, but the seasoning level's about right. I'm going to make one more batch, and if it comes out, I'm going to mail it off to some family, and then we'll get the recipe out to some friends and family and put it up for you guys if you're interested before Christmas. Anyway, thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one.